Good afternoon. Welcome to some more Trucking Around America. We are back once again for our second and last stream for this week, for this game. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it'll be worth it. I can't get this to do what I want it to do. There we go, I think. Since yesterday, I've installed ProMods Canada, which means we're going to start a new job again. But that might not necessarily be a bad thing because I have been having a look at the loans that are available. Well, I was initially having a look at the trucks that were available, which then led me to look at the loans because with this economy mod, there's just no way of affording a truck anytime soon. So, had a look at some loans and realized you can loan up to $1 million, like just like that straight away. Crazy interest rate. But you've got like several years in game to pay it back. 2.7k basically a day. Very doable. But I've also been having a look at the trucks available, and there aren't many. Basically, I've only got the Peterbilt to choose from, and there's only two versions of that truck to choose from. And I was having a play around with the spec, and it basically came up to between 300 and 400k. So I'm gonna take a loan of 500. Crazy interest rate again, but it's all good. 1.5k a day, back pay, like repayment. That's okay. So we've got ourselves 500k on top of the 30 that we already had, and there's no used trucks, which is weird enough, but that might just be because I've only got Peterbilt available. Maybe there's just no Peterbilt trucks available. I don't know. You would think that they'd all be in the used store. So I wonder if this is just something to do with the economy mod. Sorry. But anywho, we'll go to the truck dealer in Bakersfield. We'll buy online. And basically, we'll get ourselves the... I wasn't really sure to which one to choose from out of these two, but I think because I like the classic look of this one. Like it's a fairly modern truck. It's not actually like super old school, but it does have the old school look. Whereas this one is just older. I actually don't know what this looks like interior wise. Let me have a little look. Have a little gander. Okay, so yeah, it's given like 2010s vibes, I would say. It's given like 2010s vibes, I think. I really don't know. The thing is, I don't think I'm going to have this truck for too long, so it shouldn't matter too much, but I don't know. I think I'll just go for this one. I feel like this one has more like road presence. So we'll go for that. We'll give it an 8x6. Yeah, we'll give it an 8x6 setup. And there's like a huge variety of engines. Got some 80s engines, some 90s engines, some tuned engines. There's just no way to like take a look through everything. So I'm just gonna do what I do best and just go for as like much power as possible, which is 922 horsepower. There's a damaged engine here. I'm not quite sure what that's for. I guess I don't know if you're trying to roleplay like having, I don't know, like a janky truck. I don't know. Marine Tune 1982. Like there are some very cool sounding ones that I would like to explore. But like if I've got free will and I can choose like whatever I want to choose, well, we're gonna go for 922 horsepower. Like I've taken out a 500 grand loan, you know, that shouldn't be a problem. We'll go for the 18 speed retarder. I'm not too sure what difference the differentials make, in all honesty. Um, I don't know whether it matters too much being an automatic um like transmission anyway. So we got, it starts at 2.80, ends at 5.11. So I guess we'll go somewhere in the middle, like 3.5 maybe. Paint job, I think I'm gonna settle on this one, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the same one that I had on my Cruising Arkansas series. That was very short lived. We'll pop the Modern Flares 2. Don't need that. Get the exclusive sort of front. Don't need that either. Don't need any flags. Wheels I'll get onto in a minute. Don't need any mirrors. Telepass devices. Yes, actually, I think. Plate and telepass. I'll just keep those three there. Sun visors. I think I like the one that's there already. I don't think it needs to be chromed, although it does look kind of cool, but I feel like you lose a lot of visibility. I'm just gonna keep it as it is. I'll keep this as it is. If I add anything else, I lose this like top part, which I kind of want to keep. We'll chrome the handles. We'll chrome the whole like side. Can't put any beacons on it either. Which I if I can get beacons, I think I'd prefer that. But 2 measly beacons instead of this big cool looking thing, I don't know. Doesn't cut it. Just doesn't cut it for me personally. I wish I could have like warning lights. I don't know what you'd call them, but the ones that you can get on Euro Truck, yeah, inside the grill, that would be cool, I think. But it's okay. We'll get the wide wheel here with the Goodyear tire, and we'll get the Duke chromed nuts, and the hub, we'll get a Peterbilt one. I think it makes sense to have it branded. We'll get black mud flaps standard. Also, the white ones are custom. Interesting. I prefer the look of the black ones, in all honesty. Yeah, no, I think I prefer those. So this might be an interesting decision. Oh, black does look cool, you know. I do like the look of black. That wasn't what I went for earlier. I went for the wide chromed. I also don't know whether I prefer like 2 wheels or just like one wider one. If I was to make all of them like that real quick. Yeah, I think I prefer that. No doubt. Duke chromed. No, there was something that I did. What was it? There was something that I did. Okay, yeah. I think this is controversial. I'm gonna go for it. It's different. It's unique. And I don't know. I just kind of like the look of it, in all honesty. So we'll keep those. Make sure we've got the right tires on. Michelin grips. I think it's a nice mix of like chrome and black around the back wheels. Front mostly chrome and obviously paint. I like it. Controversial, I think, but I like it. In here, got Premium Ultra or Ultra. In all honesty, I don't think the Ultra looks too bad. I feel like it's got like a nice design on the paneling. We'll take the Premium Ultra. And for here, we will... I don't mind using a phone, you know. But there's no point. Like, we've got a GPS in there. It just doesn't make any sense. But I wouldn't mind at some point later down the line getting a truck that doesn't have a GPS. Like, maybe like an older style truck. And, yeah, using a phone. I've never really had never had a reason to have a phone. But I've always wanted to. And one might say, well, why don't you just do it anyway? I want it to make sense. I want it to make sense. I usually have a box of tissues there. There we go. Just makes sense for me, right? Me and my tissues. Here I'll put a... Where is it? Put a dash cam. Dash cam there. I hope it works. I'll put a side mirror as well. Do it like my side mirrors. I think it just makes sense. Around the back over here, we'll put a duffel bag. On the bed, we'll put a little, like a little cover. Like a blanket. Put a little pillow there. What pillow though? I don't know. All these are quite cringe. They're all quite cringe. Like, I do want to have a pillow there, but none of these ones. Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll have that one. I don't want to. But I just feel like I need to have something there. Nah, I'll leave it as that. No need for anything there. Steering wheel I'm happy to keep as it is. And yeah, that's it. That's our new truck. LA, we've got a base in LA. I'm happy about that. Oh, okay, we've got Canada there. I haven't actually like driven anywhere since I installed Pro Mods. That's my first time actually seeing it there. I can quick travel. What can I quick travel to and why? Oh, I don't need to quick travel anywhere. Okay, I guess I can just quick travel to like random cities. Okay, cool. So we've got our own truck. Why are they showing me this one though? Shouldn't it be like showing my vehicle? Company, truck manager. Okay. Cool. So let's take our first like solo job. Also, I am contemplating getting like a personal trailer. But I don't want to limit myself, man. I feel like I'll be really, really limiting myself to what I can haul. Like I want to be open to everything, basically. This is crazy. $7 grand on the economy mode is insane. I can only imagine what that would be on the default game. Right, got a couple scissor lifts here. These look cool. From LA to Huntsville in Texas. Yeah, you know what? I haven't explored Texas at all. Oh my god. I know this is like a somewhat of a new profile, but I mean, look over here. I've explored all of these areas. Like, I've gone through quite a bit, and then you've just got nothing at all in Texas. Yeah, Texas definitely needs exploring. I don't imagine there's gonna be too much to see there in all honesty, but let's go for it. Says GPS destination. I'm looking forward to seeing LA as well, man. I always like driving through LA, but I rarely ever do so. I rarely ever do so. I've also made some modifications to my lighting as well. Whether they're good or not, I guess we'll find out. Okay, front camera is not... The front camera is a GPS actually isn't working. It's not doing what it's meant to be doing. Driving position. Move back a little bit. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Bonjour, Jackson. How you doing, bro? Good to see you, my guy. Right, handbrake off. Oh, she's got some power. All good? That's good to hear, my guy. All good over here as well, bro. Thank you. Doing very well, doing blessed. Cannot complain, brother. Maybe 900 horsepower was a bit OP. Sounds good, though. But not sensible at all. But I do want a truck that's like very capable. Oh yeah, let's open Truckee. Have that prepared and ready to go. What you been up to today, Jackson? It sounds very good. Very good. I just like the turbo sound, to be honest. I like the whistle. Oh, she gets a move on. Cleaning your food storage stuff is really what? Is that like a lot of foods that you just completely forgot about? Oh, no way. Oh, bro. I remember having to deal with that when I was like really young. There was a, it wasn't like an infestation, but there was like a moth just doing this thing. And it was like in a cocoon. I'll never forget the image. I saw this when I was like maybe 5, 6. And it was hanging off like a cereal box in like a cocoon. Oh, bro, I felt like, I don't know, I felt violated, bro. I was like a child and I just felt so sick. I couldn't eat that cereal. I'm happy to take the default trainer. Like in reality, you wouldn't. If a company's offered you a contract, you're not going to be choosing what trailer you take it with. Oh, that's a shame, man. That's a real shame. I wonder if there's any way to keep moths away without having to like micromanage all of that. But yeah, it must suck having to just like have everything go to waste, man. Like not only have you spent money on that, but I'm sure at some point you plan to make use of everything there. You know, like you were looking forward to it. For me though, it's the waste thing. I hate waste. I hate waste so much, man. For something that was perfectly good and then for one reason or another it's now not, and that's it. You have to throw it away. Hate that. What I'm up to this week. Honestly, nothing too different from the usual. Going to have a nice meeting tomorrow, which is my usual Wednesday evening plans. Friday, I'm seeing a friend that I haven't seen in a little while, so that should be pretty good. Aside from that, just streaming, man. Yeah, just streaming. No work this weekend for the next couple of weekends because of annual leave. So I'm looking forward to just, having a weekend actually be a weekend and feel like a weekend. So that's going to be cool. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, man. Nothing out of the ordinary, won't lie. Oh, that's a tight ass turn. That's a tight ass turn. Alright, let's try that again. I hope the front of my truck is okay. I'm not even watching that. Yeah, they're doing good, thank you, my bro. They're doing good, man. Growing up quick, bro. Scarily quick. Scarily quick. But we're at the point now where they're starting to sleep a little bit better during the night. So that means I can sleep a little bit better during the night. Last night wasn't great, but overall it's an improvement. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, man, overall their health is good. They're growing up fine. Yeah, man. It's going to sound weird because they're obviously twins, but they're now actually starting to look like twins. Before it was very easy to tell them apart. Now, I think it was last week, there was a point which I came into the bedroom and they were both there and the light was dimmed. Bro, I couldn't tell which one was which. And I was like, whoa, okay, like it's actually started. Like the kind of twin part of twins has now begun. Yeah, man. Still keeping us busy. As they should. Oh, it sounds good. I don't know whether I was regretting getting this engine with it being so powerful, but it sounds good. Yeah, that dash cam has really annoyed me. The fact it just says front. You can get another one that has like a GPS on it, but that doesn't really make any sense. think the rims do look a bit childish, but hey. I love the sneezing sound. Well, I did go for a position for that role recently, Jackson. Unfortunately, didn't. I got through to like the second or third stage, and then I didn't get through that, unfortunately. So, for now, and for the next 6 months, um, that's not going to be a thing. But hopefully, God willing, sometime in the future, I'd definitely be down. I think, in all honesty, like I'm not too fussed about it, like being with the London Underground, although mucho dinero. Like I'd be happy to do like an event, like a train driver role with Avanti or LNER, or basically any like national rail train operating company. To be honest, I think Train Sim Worlds got me like excited for that, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'll definitely try again. I'll definitely try again. Yeah, I mean, the money's serious, bro. I won't even lie to you. Like, I think the money would be good regardless of where you do it. But, bro, the London Underground one is serious. Of course, it also has to be something that you enjoy as well, right? So, there is that factor to take into consideration as well. National Railway is more interesting. Well, I don't know, bro, because, like, maybe on the surface, it would be easy to say that. But then realistically, like maybe initially, off the jump, that would be the case. But then you think about it, once you do what you're going to do there, you're going to be doing like the same kind of, like a similar kind of shifts all the time. Like you're going to be driving the same stretch of track. So maybe initially it would be better. But then that, like the interest factor or the cool factor of doing that would kind of start to wear off, I would think. I don't know, I could be completely wrong, you know, but yeah, I think regardless of how you do it, it that coolness would start to wear off after a certain period of time. I don't believe it's like Germany where you can, like, you'll be hired by a company and then you can do any stretch anywhere, basically, whenever. Like you'll be doing what you do, you know, the same old. I guess the only time it could possibly change is maybe if you're a freight train driver. But then even then, you might be doing fairly similar duties in terms of locations. Um, I mean, I don't know how much I can say, but over like I don't know if it's starting or what, but over 70, over 70,000. When I say over 70,000, it's not too far from 100. But I think starting is like 70 something, 74 maybe. Full time, of course. I might need to remove that air freshener as well. Maybe I'll remove the air freshener from there, remove the dash cam, and then put the, you know, the generic tree-shaped air freshener. I think I'm just gonna do that. That's not bad. You don't say, bro. You don't say. That's not bad at all, boss. It is not bad at all, especially in this economy, in this country. It's crazy. Yeah, which is like kind of like what you would expect, I think. 35 to 50. Like, it makes sense. There's a reason why London Underground is very desirable, but also quite disliked as well by the public. Because they pay their employees well, very well. And, you know, we can go into the whole rabbit hole of, you know, a particular mindset and stuff like that. But the fact that London Underground pays their employees well, and there are quite a few strikes over the year, which causes disruption for the whole city. When we go on strike for usually pay-related things, but not all the time. Um, well, you definitely do carry out a big responsibility, bro. But I mean, I'll be honest, man. Most of the trains on the underground are automatically operated, so all the drivers do on those trains is they sign on, and then the train will move, and all they will do is open and close the doors. So you think, you know, yes, you do have a big responsibility. Don't get me wrong. You know, thousands of people a day are in your hands. You know, their lives. And I think that's what a lot of people don't recognize. Like, for example, I get paid well. I work for the London Underground. I get paid fairly well for what I do. And, you know, weekend to weekend, when I'm there, you won't see me do much. You won't see me do much. I mind myself, and when somebody needs help, I'm ready to help them, and I help them. And if there are needed any other duties that are needed to be done in the station, I'll carry out those duties. But what I guess we kind of really get paid for is when things go wrong, because, you know, we mess up from our side, we can be arrested ultimately if we don't follow the correct procedure that we've learned in training, and, you know, act as per procedures. We're liable to, you know, to get arrested. And at the end of the day, it's not just that, it's the fact that it's lives, man. It's like, you know, real lives. And so I think what we really get paid for is for when things go wrong. And I think when things do go wrong, that's when people actually see what we're really there for. Because if you see the training, you know, that's necessary, and even the topping up of the training during the year, it's very hardcore. Very hardcore. So yeah, but obviously, you know, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. You know, they go to a station, and travel is expensive, so they're paying a lot for their travel. They know that we're getting paid a lot. They see us at station not really doing much when, you know, there's no customers that are coming to us for help. And so I understand why they may get frustrated or annoyed, but, you know, it's good to ask. You know, a lot can be found out by just asking questions. Like, when people have come to ask me certain things about work and I've answered them, they're shocked. And where maybe they were annoyed initially and kind of like frustrated about something, they end up leaving very understanding. I've personally had that experience, so And generally, anyway, there's like a lot of people are struggling in London generally, So a lot of people are struggling. It kind of births a mindset where when you know someone's doing well or somebody's getting paid more than you, especially if you feel like you're working harder than them, there's gonna be this I don't know, this like animosity, I guess, towards the person. It's not right, and it's not good, but it exists. It's the reality. So there is also that as well. Even if the train makes a mistake, or sort of person who gets blamed. I mean, yeah, like for example, when there's okay, so there were meant to be strikes this week that were going to cause a lot of disruption. It was just for train drivers. It was just the train drivers that were striking, not like station staff. Um, but I don't think a lot of people know that. For example, um, I only do weekends, so even when station staff do strike, I'm not involved. So, but someone who sees me there on a Friday night, they're not gonna know, and they're probably not gonna care as well. If they're frustrated about the strikes, they're probably gonna be aiming that frustration towards me. Um, so it's just like you're associated, right? You work for this company, whether you do trains, whether you do stations, whether you do training, whatever. Somebody sees you in the uniform, they're going to. So I mean, there are a lot of staff that when they're not when they're going to work or coming back from work, they don't wear their uniform because they don't want to be harassed. Like it sometimes is like that. When there was a station closure because of engineering stuff that was going on some weeks ago, and one of my supervisors saw me outside of work and said like, why are you not covering your uniform? Like, because I work in a fairly rough area. We can get attacked, and it has happened before as well. Not to me, thankfully. Although I've been threatened, but I've never been like actually attacked. But staff have been attacked because of the uniform. So it can get it can get bad. Like you're associated regardless of whether you're part of something that's happening or not. As long as you're wearing the uniform, people are going to associate you with that particular issue, and they're going to have an issue with you personally. And a lot of the time, they're too emotional to hear any reason, to hear any explanations. So you just kind of have to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, like it's not, but it's not like a. Hmm. I was gonna say it's not a daily like threat. It just depends on how things are going. If there are disruptions and issues and people are not happy, then of course, there's always a chance of that happening. But yeah, ultimately, you just kind of. I don't want to say you just suck it up, but you kind of have to. Like for example, when we had a station closure, I'll tell you something I'll tell you a story. So I was at a station, and so I do the night shifts, right? Because some stations, some lines are open Friday night, Saturday night, the whole night. My one is obviously one of them. However, that weekend we were closing at the normal time on the week, like normal weekday time, because of the engineering works. So the last train that night came. It's in the platform. It's not coming into the platform. It's on the platform. A passenger came, and he said, "Whatever." I let him know. Look, you know, there's no night tube tonight. The last train is on the platform. He asked me, "Is he gonna make it?" I said, "That's up to you. I don't know. All I'm gonna tell you is it's on the platform. If you want to try and go for it, you can do that. If you want to play it safe, then you can do that. But I'm not gonna tell you go for it or don't go for it." He decided to go for it. So he runs down the escalators, goes onto the platform. I think as he got down, the train was leaving, so he missed it. Now, again, I didn't say go for it. I didn't say you're gonna get it. I said it's on the station, it's on the platform. If you want to go for it, you can go for it. If not, don't. But the train is here right now. So he comes back up and he's upset with me. He's angry with me. And he says that I told him he can go down. I told him to go down. I said, no, I didn't. I told you this train's on the platform. It's very specific. Then he changes it to, he thought I meant the train was coming into the platform. I said, why would you assume something I didn't say? I said the station was on the platform. It means the station was on the train is on the platform. It means the train is on the platform. If it was coming into the platform, I would have told you it's coming into the platform. He was very upset, very angry. Says he wants to make a complaint. I even offered him to try and give him a refund. There's like, we have like travel, like this particular card for travel. If something goes wrong on it, we can cancel stuff and like undo transactions so that the person gets their money back if there's any issues. However, if they use their bank card, we can't do that. So I've offered him. I didn't know what he used. I thought he used a travel card. So I've offered him to give him a refund. Even as he's moaning, he's complaining, he's getting at me, he's getting at my manager, talking about making a complaint. I'm still offering to help him. And I'm trying to explain to him. I said, it's your doing. You made the decision to go down. Nobody told you to go down. You were told this train is in the station. Nobody told you to go down. You made that decision of yourself. So, take responsibility. And then because I've said that, now he's complaining that I have an attitude, that I'm being rude. I said, my man, you have to take the L. I said, you have to take the L. Like, you made the decision, it was wrong. Nobody made you do it. Nobody told you to do it. He was just being a child about it, like a really big baby about it. And I couldn't refund him. So he was more upset about that. But at the end of the day, it was him. I said, enjoy your complaint. Here's my name. Here's how you spell it. I had my badge. I showed him that. Yeah, make sure you spell it right. Make sure you told him what's happened, and enjoy your complaint. Like a grown man, like adult, not like teenager, not like someone in the early 20s. Like, it looked like he was in his either late 20s or 30s. Really grown person. He was embarrassed that he didn't make his train, and he's taking it out on on everyone, on staff that were helping him. So you do kind of deal with that BS as well. And the usual stuff, people that don't want to pay, people that are just being aggressive for no real reason. You get it all, man. You get it all. But I think if maybe if I was doing like full time and I was working during the day and the mornings and stuff, maybe I'd have a different perspective. And I've done some overtime shifts, during those times. And they're usually a lot smoother. You have, a different set of people that you're dealing with. People that are just going to work and school, stuff like that. Not as much, drunkenness and just silly behavior and aggressiveness. There's usually like other stuff that you can maybe one of you can rest for a bit while the other, is on the front line, and then you guys can swap. Maybe on the night time I'm by myself out there. I haven't got anybody to swap with, nobody to allow me to rest. And even though I'm not physically doing much, mentally you're switched on 100% of the time. You have to make sure you're watching everyone that goes in and out, making sure you're not letting anyone that's really drunk or someone that could cause a problem down. You just have to be on it 24/7, man. So your brain doesn't rest, and that does have an effect. I've worked before those shifts and not taken a break, so just 8 hours, just non-stop, just there. So there are some cons of doing like my particular shift, but at the end of the day, it's it's a blessed position, and I'm lucky to have it. When I was doing my training, they told us that, because as you can imagine, the job gets a lot of applicants. And when I was doing my training, my trainer said that for every one of us in the room, I think it was either 16 or 17 people failed, which is kind of crazy to think about, man. For me to get the job, 16 or 17 people had to be disappointed, which is quite heavy. Sounds like a usual customer service work. Yeah. I think it's a bit more, there's a bit more on the line than, like if you were just working in retail, for example, and dealing with customers there. Of course, that comes with its own annoyances and its own problems and stuff. But yeah, I just feel like there's a bit more, yeah, a bit more going on. You bet what happens often, sorry. Really. What? Are you talking about me drinking? Or you? I think I'm done with alcohol, man. I don't know. I'm not quite sure where I stand with it at the moment. It's been a long time since I've had anything to drink. A long time. For you, I'd say... What would I say? I'd say use this opportunity. What frustration? I'd say no. If it's for that reason, no. Have a smoke. Fly around on MSFS. Do something that's going to take your mind away from the frustration. Oh yeah, only if you're comfortable, bro. Only if you're comfortable. You are not obliged in any way. Do like a technical flight on MSFS that's gonna like really work your brain. What I used to do when I used to start feeling a bit down, um, was just go on like a set of Corsa and just start going around the Nordschleife, and it would actually like do wonders, bro. Because I'm just like locked in into just doing like doing the track properly, setting a good time. It's taken my whole mental capacity. What does blend mean? Hello, ASR, how you doing? Like it's got like a mark on it, Jackson? Or is it something like deeper than that? How you doing, ASR? I don't know if I just asked you or not. Okay, good, so I did ask. I think you may like the lighting today in the game. But I don't know, we'll wait until the sun comes back up. We have... What time is it now? 2:13. We've got about 2 hours in game. 2 to 3 hours in game. I've got my own truck now. Almost 1,000 horsepower. And we're just doing our thing, man. 100 streams. That's so crazy, man. 100 streams in a row. 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 I'm gonna give you VIP. I think that's VIP worthy. That's like loyalty and dedication to like another level. I will do it now. I'm definitely not going to say 100 streams in a row 100 times. Absolutely not. I'd rather just give you the VIP badge. Right, let me do this in case something pops up that shouldn't pop up. I'll give you a heads up though. I'll give you a heads up. It's very possible that you may lose the VIP badge later on. Let's say if like it becomes like there's like 10 or 15 people that now have been watching 100 times in a row. So let's say we grow to that level. I think it would need to like I'd need to like redo the thing, you know. Then maybe it's like, okay, if you're here for 200 in a row, for example, then you get it. I don't know. But for now, enjoy your VIP badge. I've given it to you. I don't know whether you need to refresh or... Oh, there you go. Tim's been streaming. Good on Tim, man. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been around for a while anyway. I wouldn't say he's like part of the community anymore. But I'm happy that he's streaming, that he's doing his thing. I do know that he streams. A few months ago, he popped up. And he had like quite a few viewers on. So good for him, man. He's doing his thing. I hope that he's continued to grow. And yeah, man, I hope he bangs it, man. Good for him. Carter been busy. Carter's been streaming as well, though, hasn't he? Or not too much recently. Little Stinker, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome to the sunk. Get it? Because Sinker and then like you sunk. Anyway, welcome. Thank you very much, Little Sinker. How you doing? You join us this afternoon. Well, this afternoon in the UK. Trucking with a 1,000 horsepower Peterbilt 389. Taking a load of scissor lifts from LA to Huntsville in Texas. Running a bunch of sound mods, quite a lot actually, as you might hear as we go along. Skybox and weather mods, Pro Mods Canada, and some other ones. You know me, I don't game without mods. There's just no way. There's just no... Well, I do make some exceptions sometimes. But for the most part, I need my mods to survive. I think the sun's starting to come up. It's starting to get a little bit lighter. I'm starting to see clouds in the sky. What time is it in game? 4:19? Yeah, it's going to start getting light soon. Got 65 coming up. You are the first one, ASN. That is significant. And maybe, if we do get to that stage that I mentioned, you end up keeping the VIP badge just because, you know, you were the first. I've been streaming this week a lot of the Cyber Knights game. Can't say I've heard of it before. Can't say I've heard of it. Little Cinco, how you doing, man? How was your stream? How was the stream today? Right, I hate these awkward situations where I'm hogging the faster lane because the slower truck is now no longer the slower truck. High wind area, use caution. I do wish weather like that actually affected things. Like, okay, maybe if they thought it was too violent to actually knock the truck over, then maybe you feel a bit of a wiggle, you know, when you go through certain areas. Man, I'm going to go into this whole conversation again about SES and how the game hasn't really gone anywhere. I think I touched on it enough yesterday. Should be a beautiful sunrise over the plains of New Mexico, which funnily enough was where we were actually delivering to yesterday, and we never got to complete that journey. Also running an economy mod, which means all the pricing is a lot closer to reality, like how much pay you get per job. The weather, the sunrise and sunset system is tied to real times. A feature that I'm very happy with during the summer weather and the summer seasons, and not so happy with when it comes to the colder seasons and you've got like 2 hours of sunlight. As you can see, undertaking, overtaken, there's not really much in the way of rules. Anything goes, and everything does go. I'm just glad that at least one lane of traffic is moving at a good pace. Texas barbecue Pringles. Unpopular opinion, maybe. But barbecue Pringles aren't actually that good. Like, the flavor is nice, but they're not like, they don't pop. Like, if you get the salt and vinegar Pringles, or even my mouth is watering just saying that. I haven't had them in a while. Salt and vinegar Pringles, or like a sour cream and onion, they are bursting with flavor. But the barbecue one's a bit mid. Prawn cocktail's a bit mid. I think even Ready Sorted actually has good flavor. It's just a shame it's bland. Actually, you know what? No, Ready Sorted Pringles aren't actually too bad. Ready Sorted everything else is kind of bad. What do we have going on here? I'm so sorry, Jackson. I completely missed your response, bro. Jesus. Basically, a visual imperfection in the photonist light amplifier tube, which gets like little black spots in a certain zone, which disturbs the clear vision. And so, how much are we talking? Like what ballpark are we talking for like repairing something like that? Sorry, bro. I completely missed that, man. You gotta do what Nabil does and just say you missed my message. Wow. Okay, I hear it. That's like more than that's like a million reasons in one to be frustrated. But I wouldn't say have a drink for that. I wouldn't say have a drink because of the frustration, you know? I trust you not to fall into any sort of habit, but you know, the tighter that door stays shut, the better. Don't let it become like a, you know, something you lean on anytime that, you know, things go wrong. Let it be like a social thing, or you know, like a Friday night, Saturday night kind of thing, but not to fix, not to fix anything. Do something that stimulates your mind, man. Like I said, maybe like a solid like flight sim session, or I don't know, man. You know yourself. You know what gets you mentally busy. At the end of the day, what's done is done, you know? I mean, hey, man, even the most experienced people, even teachers, can make mistakes, man. It's one of those things, you know. None of us are too safe from that. It's just a shame when it ends up happening, and you get the short end of the stick. I don't know where this is, but it's a very cool little area. I like the reflection of the logo on the right on my left window. The logo on the truck. So is there nothing that he can do from his side to like compensate? You said he gets things replaced, so can't he go to like where he gets things replaced? And is it something where he can like explain his situation and then get your thing replaced? Or can you talk to him and then you guys swap the the part so then he gets a damaged one and he can replace it? He's in military or not? And you can't like swap with each other. Oh, okay, okay, fair enough. Yeah, sorry about that, man. So can he still use it with the damage on it? Okay. At least it wasn't worse, man. At least it wasn't to the point where it's no longer usable. You know, it does suck a lot, especially when it's something that's so preventable. But you're in good health. It wasn't anything that you know what I'm saying hurt you. Oh yeah, no, of course, man, of course, of course. And if it costs 5 to 10K to repair, I can only imagine how much it costs to get a hold of in the first place. You know, like there's no running away from it being a very 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 shitty situation. There's no you know what I'm saying. There's no you can't change that. There's nothing you can do to make it any less shitty. I mean, all you can really do is just be thankful isn't anything that caused harm to you. You know. No, I hear that. I hear that, man. Bro, I didn't put the game back on. How has no one said anything? Oh my god. No way. No, there's no way, man. I've just been sitting here yapping and driving. I like this road texture. You guys were moving, man, and then stopped. Why? What is this, man? Drop a gear and disappear. I don't know if we're in Texas yet or if we're still in New Mexico. Bro, there was once upon a time when AI like used to move over when you used to flash them or sound your horn behind them. We don't do that no more. What are we actually doing here? Oh, bro, you're not you can't be serious here. It's happening again. It's what was happening before, man. There's something with the AI that's just made to troll and rage bait. Now let's see if I move over to this side, the right side's gonna go, look. If I move back over to the right side, are they gonna slow down again? I wanna give them a chance. Trying to. I'd be a liar if I said vodka and Sprite didn't sound like a vibe. But not to get rid of frustration. Not for that purpose. I mean, you say that, but over the weekend we had hailstones. Not over the weekend. Over the weekend? I don't know, recently. But I guess that's just things that are specific to the UK. Oh, actually, no, we might be getting that wave of heat as well, actually. I think I saw something like that recently in the news. I don't know what temperatures we're due to have, but I know it's going to be quite warm. Yeah, it would make sense. You literally stopped and then started going again. Garden. But like, it's like shared. It's not like private. Not so nice. Nah, no pool. No, no, no. If it was a private one, probably. Probably. But when it's shared and like various different addresses have access to it, I don't know. I wouldn't be like fully comfortable with it. I'm British, but not that British. Yeah, no bad. That's insane, man. That's very, very insane. But you know what? It's a good use of free will, and I respect it. As a use of free will, I completely respect it. I mean, those would be very cool to set up, but yeah, obviously it's got to be like brand new. That would be like a hot tub without the hot. It would just be a tub. I think it can handle like you know like a small pool. If that's where you're going, I think it should be able to handle it. I guess you have to check the. I mean, I don't know how you would access this, but I guess you need to check the building specifications, or maybe just chat GPT it. See what answer you get there. Ooh, I don't know about that, bro. I wouldn't be comfortable with that at all. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Because I don't even think there's like a standard number. I really do think it just depends on the building. Oh, it's over there. Okay, interesting. Not too surprising. That's a lot of weight, man. The city of Fredericksburg. Yeah, yeah, that's wild. 200, 400 kg for the tub is insane as well. That's super heavy. You're talking about like the big boy stuff. But why would there need to be a hot tub though? Why not just like a little inflatable pool, just to like cool you down in the heat? Twofold fucking golf. So you know what? When you put it like that, when you put it like that, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Bergenland Biergarten. Biergarten. Is that German? Has this town got like German roots? Why is there a radiation symbol in the courthouse? Ottfried Hans Freier von Musbach. Definitely German. Imagine having one adult hippopotamus on your balcony. It would be sick. I mean, it would be sick as long as you don't get close to it, for sure. That thing would destroy you. You don't want to give way, man. No one wants to give way here. I need to find out what mod is messing around with the AI, because this can't be like default SCS. I don't think the hippo would enjoy it, but it wouldn't really have much of a choice, would it? I mean, at that point, you're just Pablo Escobar. That guy brought in, I don't know how many different species of animal into... What country is he from again? Mexico. Mexico? Mexico? How have I forgotten that? Oh, Colombia. Jesus Christ. Colombia. My brain just completely went there. A yak. Those things are big, innit? I don't know, man. Big animals make me feel uncomfortable. Big animals that I feel like shouldn't be big. Their fur is cool though. Is it even fur? I don't know what it is they have on their bodies. It's the hairy ones, right? Not the hairy ones, the furry ones. I thought you didn't you mention that yesterday? I thought you did it already after you mentioned it. Hey man, take it as you've saved your money on this one. 118 is crazy. 118 is insane. You'd have won. God damn it, man. Well, let's just hope that no one guesses the numbers that you would have guessed today. So then it continues to roll on. Save it for Friday, man. At this point, I don't know if I can stop you from drinking, man. Yeah, I thought as much. Wait, you were going to put 100 euros in for it? How? How much is a ticket? A ticket's not 100 euros. Or were you just going to buy like a lot of them? That's a big gamble, boss. You can take 5 numbers plus 2 extra numbers per ticket. Wait, okay, so how much is like how much is the base cost for a ticket? Isn't it just like a few euros? Ah, okay. Fucking hell. Okay. Damn, and you do that weekly? if if it makes you 2 to 5k. Otherwise, you're gonna be down even more bad, man. Why not just invest that money instead? Or if you invest it, you could make a return. Doesn't have to be lost. Jesus Christ. Why was it the drinker that reminded you? It's just like GTA San Andreas. Interesting. You then end up regretting it the next day. So wouldn't this be a great opportunity for you to probably not go any further, seeing as you're still sober enough to make that decision? Or you do the scratch cards, you get nothing, and now you go to the arcade to try and compensate for the money you spent on the scratch cards. And then you don't get anything from the arcade, so then you spend even more to compensate for all the money that you spent on the arcade so far and the scratch cards. I agree. I agree. The fact that it's that easy, I firmly agree. I've lost a lot of money that way. Also won a fair bit too. God damn it. Yeah, but that's the whole point, though, isn't it? The whole point is to take advantage of people's addictions. And yeah, there are all these like safety things, you know. Oh, you can set a timer, you can set a spending limit, this and that. But bro, it's all down to you. It's your choice. So if you're an addict, why would you do any of that? Why would you set a timer? Why would you're not going to want to restrict feeding your addiction. So, like, the game just remains, intended to just to take complete advantage of people, man. And it does. I love the faith. I'll be honest. I love the faith. Like, you are adamant that, yeah, it would have been a dub. I love that for you, man. So how about you have that same faith, yeah, to believe that no one's gonna win it today, and it's yours for the taking the next time you play. Why can't that be the case? Jesus Christ, I've got 1,000 horsepower truck to pull some sand. You are not a retard. As a matter of fact, you would not have gotten the numbers today. How about that? You were not going to win it today. I know for a fact you were not going to win it. You wouldn't have won, bro. It's bollocks. Stop being a knobhead. You gotta beat them to it, bro. You gotta find out the identity of the person and get the ticket for yourself. Or how about do this? Do this. Right now, find a piece of paper, find a flipping pen, and write down the numbers you would have written down. Write down all the combinations that you were gonna write down. So then when the numbers come in and then you see that you weren't gonna win, then you can finally have peace. No, they wouldn't have been. No, they wouldn't have been. Your numbers would have been your numbers. Stop making up excuses. Get a paper, get a pen, and write them down. You're just stressing yourself out at this point. If you write down the numbers, and it would have been that, then by all means, crash out as much as you want. Okay, that's also a valid option. Honestly, I'm not mad at that resolution. I'm not quite sure what I would do, bro. I'm not gonna lie. First thing I would do is buy a house, buy a couple of cars, build my dream PC setup, book some holidays, repay the people who need to be repaid in my life. People that have been, influential. And then, I don't know, we'll go from there. There'd be a lot of giving away. A lot of giving away. A lot of investing, of course, as well. I'd hire an accountant. That'd be one of the first things I'd do. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I need to see them. I don't remember what I used to play. There were definitely some Egyptian ones there. The only one that I remember is the fishing one. I forgot the name of it. I don't know if they have it in Germany. But there's like so many different versions of it, but it's like a fishing one. That was blessed me up sometime before. I've also lost a lot on it, so I don't know, man. I think I spent the most money on roulette. Back in the day, I spent a lot of money on blackjack. No, I think it was a mix of blackjack and roulette. What I've noticed with these games on the websites that I've played them, yeah, is you put like a decent amount of money in, you'll win, and then you just won't win afterwards. So you find it, it's always a new game. You find a new game, put some money in. They try to like reel you in with a win to keep you playing. Take that little win they give you, move on to the next one. You know what? It's good that you have a limit. Oh my god. What the hell was that? It's good that you have a limit. That was something I didn't have when I used to play. I didn't have like a loss limit, and um, I didn't have a like a win limit either. I wasn't losing everything I had, but I just didn't have any limits. I'm good, man. I'd rather just not engage in anything at all. No gambling, no pop pill popping, just chilling, you know. I get my peace from Jesus. Over the safe alcohol limit for a combination, that's a no-no, right? So are you going to adhere to that? Because I feel like you're not. I feel like the limit doesn't mean much at this point. You wish you could find what path back? Safe of cross intoxication. I mean, you know your body, man. You know your body. Path of finding peace. And what was that? Was that something in your life once upon a time? Really? Tell me about it, man. I didn't know. I would never have thought it. What ended up leading you away from it? I like this orange lighting, man. I feel like you don't really see it much anymore. Like the orange street lighting. Wow, bro. That's incredible. That's actually incredible that you had that. You had that encounter. Or just that experience in general. What lured you away from it, if I may ask? Obviously, if it's something personal, then keep it to yourself. Bless me. Fair enough, bro. Sorry that you went through that, both of those periods, in all honesty. As crazy as it's gonna sound, probably, why don't you, like, go back to seeking Jesus, even as you're doing whatever, you know? The whole point in seeking Jesus is acknowledging that you need him, you know? I don't need to say that, but I am, though. I am. Bro, you have no idea how many times I've, like, found... Bro, anyone that's, like, encountered Jesus, yeah, will tell you that the first time you have that experience, it changes your whole perception of reality and your whole perception of life, yeah? And that's when you're, like, the most, like, I don't want to use the word religious, but religious, to put it into context. So that's when, you know, that's when you're going to be the most, you know, the most holy person ever, right? Bro, I was doing what I was doing. Let's put it that way. I was doing what I was doing. Found Jesus, gave my life to him, turned my life around. And then just a few months after that, I started doing things that I hadn't even done before I was saved. It doesn't even make sense, you know what I'm saying? And since then, there's been a lot of ups and downs in, you know, going away, coming back, going away, coming back. I think the only thing that's kept me alive to this day is that even when I would go away, I would still acknowledge him and who he is. Like I'd never let go of my faith. Maybe I didn't pray, I didn't talk to him, I didn't spend time with him, I didn't bother to like hear him, I didn't do any of that. But I never let go of he is who he is, you know? And I honestly think that's what's kept me to this day, bro, because my guy, I shouldn't really be alive, to put it bluntly. Nabil, how you doing, boss? Get carried away easily, bro. C'est la vie, man. By nature, bro. By nature, our bodies prefer bad over good. By nature. When do we ever actually desire something good over something that we know is not good? That's, bro, it's human nature, man. If you read the Bible, there's a passage where it says that the heart is desperately wicked, as in our hearts are desperately wicked. I find it very curious as to why it wasn't written that it was wicked, but desperately wicked. It's a constant battle, man. Constant. The best place to be in Christ, yeah, is a place of always being in need. Honestly, the fact that you see yourself as so, like, what's the word? Like, there's so many things going on that need correcting. That's every reason, bro. That's every reason. Because the minute you start thinking you're good, you know, you don't need anyone. He doesn't want a business with you. One personality trait that you'll see of God across the whole Old Testament and New Testament is that his heart is very soft. If you can humble yourself and go before him and say, I can't do this alone, you've got his heart, man. The Bible also says in a different passage that he will leave, he's a shepherd that will leave 99 sheep to go and get the one that went missing, that went astray. And then there's another parable, another passage of the story of the dad who had two sons, and one of them got too big for his boots. You know, he got prideful, and he left the house. And he left the house thinking he was too good for the house. Lived a life of like poverty, basically, and struggle. And he came back, and he was nervous that when he came back, his dad wasn't going to accept him back. Bro, his dad was so joyous that his son came back that the other son that had stayed and behaved himself the whole time became jealous. God is a very interesting character. Very, very interesting character. But above all his, you know, we'll call them personality traits, he's loving, man. He's loving above everything. He doesn't, if you look at all the like main characters from the Bible, look at where they came from, man. Anyone that was like powerful. I think the biggest example is when people heard that Jesus was in Bethlehem, and then the news was spreading, and somebody said to the person that told them that news, can anything good come from Bethlehem? Bro, do you know what sort of reputation a place has to have for somebody to say that? Like, it was done. Bethlehem's gone. Like, it's cooked, fried, boiled, oven baked. Well, you know, air fried, microwaves, the lot, bro. And yet, that's where Jesus chose to come from. Easy Rider, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate you. Moses said, I'm a stutterer, I'm a stammerer, I'm too old. Moses always had excuses. He had, and you know what? His excuses were completely valid. Anytime he used an excuse, God got angry at him. God didn't say he felt sorry for him. God got angry at him. Like, bro, I want to use you in all your deficiencies. I want to use you. Then I forgot who it is. There was someone else later down the line who was like in their single digit in their age. He said, I'm too young. Like, what do you mean you want me to be a king? I'm too young. God said no. God doesn't go to holy people, man. God doesn't he's not interested. God's not interested in holy people and people that are too good for him. So, bro, you're the perfect person for God. You are the perfect vessel, man. You're literally perfect. Because it's a life like yours that you're so unproud of. It's not a thing for him to change. It's not a thing for him to change and make a story that will change and result in others having that same change themselves. You know what I'm saying? You're created with a purpose, man. Like Jesus walked this earth. He experienced anxiety, he experienced sadness, he experienced anger, he experienced frustration, he experienced jealousy, well, way before he came on earth. There's nothing that you get it? Like, bro, what sort of God will humble himself this way, man? What sort of God will humble himself this way? I came from a family of Muslims. Yeah, my family is still Muslim to this day. I'm praying for them. My guy, bro, he out of my sisters who you know at the time that I was saved were very like sweet, minded their business, behaved themselves. You know, my parents, you know, they're trying their best in life. They're trying their best for us. They're doing what they can. God went to the one who was the dirtiest, sinniest, rudest, most aggressive, who cared for nobody, didn't care about his own life. God went to that one. God went to that one, man. God went to that one, bro. I gave up on myself. I gave up on myself. I don't care about myself. I didn't care about anybody else. I was ready for me to die. I was ready to be the reason that others died. I did not care about anything, man. I didn't care about anything, bro. I gave up on my entire life. My entire life. And somehow I was worthy. Somehow I was worthy. We don't deserve it, man. We don't deserve God's love, bro. We don't deserve it, man. And a lot of theologists will tell you that hell is not necessarily somewhere where you're going to burn and cook. Hell is separation from God. Hell is separation. Like, what heart does God have to have for our worst punishment to be separation from him? And yet the Bible will say he desires for everyone to be saved. God's actual desire is for us all to be saved. It's for us all to be close with him, for none of us to be separated. It's very deep, man. It's very, very, very deep. It's very deep. No other faith compares. No other religion compares. No other belief compares, man. It's not just that he died for our sins, bro. If you look at the process, if you read into how things happened, you know that they say that he was whipped, right, on the way. When you do your research and you do your research on what Romans used to use to whip people that they were going to put on a cross, my guy, there's a bone that comes from a sheep, and it's the sharpest bone ever. It's the sharpest bone in existence, basically. It's a very, very sharp bone they get from the sheep. That one, when you get whipped with it, it hooks. So when they whip, it's not just like a whip, like a string. They whip you and then they drag it. So it hooks onto your skin and it drags your skin. It rips your skin apart. So when this was on the way to the cross, his flesh was exposed from the whippings. And then as fun, they then poured wine into I can't, like, bro. I was reading last week or the week before. I was reading a passage of the. There's a passage in the Bible where there's a woman who, she was in adultery. They caught her, like the people in that area. They caught her in the act. In the act. So it's not an accusation. This is not hearsay. They caught her in the act. So they got her, and they brought her to Jesus. I'm sure you've heard this one. And they said, look, this woman was caught in adultery. Moses says this is how we should deal with people that get caught in adultery. They should get stoned. What do you say? And then he said, okay, fine, but let whoever hasn't sinned before be the one to throw the first stone, to stone her. And you guys, go from there. Obviously, they had all sinned. One by one, they walk away. They drop their stones, they walk away. So it's left of her, Jesus, and the people that he was teaching. So when everyone leaves, Jesus turns to her. That's, a phlegrum, yeah. It's good that you know that. So when all the people leave that were accusing her, Jesus turns to her and says, did any of them condemn you? She said, no. He said, neither do I. Go and don't sin again. Like, my guy, she was caught in sin. When human beings all got together and said, what you've done is bad, you're disgusting, you're nasty, you deserve to be killed and stoned. When everyone has come together in agreement that this is what should happen to you because of what you've did, and God himself says, did they condemn you? No, I don't either. You're good. Get out of here. We don't deserve God, man. we don't deserve his love. We really don't. We really, really don't. The whole of the Old Testament is him trying with Israel. Trying, forgiving them. Being expressive with how he felt towards them. Expressing his jealousy, expressing his love. And they kept doing what they were doing, man. They just kept doing what they were doing. That's us, man. That's us. It's so easy to criticize the Israelites when you read through the Bible. So easy. We do it every day, man. We do the same thing and worse every day. And he still loves us regardless. And isn't it so beautiful that we live knowing we're going to heaven? We're not working towards it. In a lot of faiths, you work towards heaven and you don't even know if you're going. You know, Islam is a very prevalent faith, and the most significant character in Islam said himself, he doesn't even know if he's going to heaven or not. We've got that assurance. We've got that we've got that that comfort, that peace. That heaven is not about whether we're good or bad or how much we work towards it. But that's secured. We're good. It's done. It's secured. Now it's the focus is on what we're here to do, what God's called us to do. That's such a beautiful thing, man. That's such a beautiful thing. I went on a lot of tangents, man. Sorry, but my point is, you're not too far away from God, man. Something that was highlighted to me a few years ago is that God never actually moves. So sometimes we feel far away from him, sometimes we feel close to him. He hasn't moved. Either way, he hasn't moved. It's us that have distanced ourselves, you know, from him. I think it's like guilt and shame that gets people the most. But we're free from that, man. We don't need to feel that. There's no need to feel it. "20 miles an hour. Yeah, right. Why did you post, not post, but why did you do the Forza Horizon thing, Bill? Have you tried it? Jackson, bro, we're human, my guy, man. I was literally having this conversation with my daughter yesterday. Literally. Like, even as a child and even as an adult, you're going to go through times when you're going to look down on yourself. And when you keep it inside, it becomes a reality because you're constantly telling yourself it and you're agreeing with it. And it makes more and more and more and more sense. And so you start living that way. Sometimes you just need one person to talk to just remind you. It's not even, nothing I'm telling you is new to you. It's just a reminder. They got like 10 different sorts of releases on Crash. I wonder if they're all exactly the same or whether some are like safer than others. I know probably like some are online, some are offline. If there is even a way to do it offline, to play offline. That's a good idea, Jackson. That's a good idea, bro. Post some pics later. You usually post some pretty good pics. Like, there is obviously a graphical difference between like PC, MSFS, and PlayStation 1, like you pointed out the other day. But you've posted some solid screenshots, man. And in pictures, you don't really notice those differences. Unless you do like a side-by-side comparison. The snowflake reaction is basically saying like cold, like in London slang. When you say something's cold, you might have heard like me and Els. Like it's me and Els that will use like cold emojis, be it the snowflake or the cold like face. But it basically just means like, oh yeah, like sick. Like it is like it's a good thing basically. But it's like it does have like a specific meaning, but I can't really like define it. It's like if you know, you know. But like cold is like, yeah, like You know, like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, serious. Like, yeah, that's sick. I don't know. Like, you just have to know it, man. I can't really describe it. You should know it anyway. You're a Londoner, so. But maybe in Bushy, like, it hasn't landed there yet. The words. Honestly, Jackson, probably to you, man. Because you play it, and I don't know if you watch like videos of like I don't know, you know those like PC 4K max graphics Heathrow landing videos. Obviously PS5 it's not gonna look like that, man. Even like stock MSFS on PC doesn't look like that. It's a beautiful game, man. It looking better on a different platform doesn't like take away from the fact that it looks beautiful. Going to the curve like it's already, bro. You're not even watching in 60 FPS. If I put the stream on 60 FPS, it'd be a whole different ball game. I don't really like think that, oh yeah, I'm driving a truck, I need to like drive a certain way. I just think, okay, I'm driving. I have a particular way of driving. That's it. Like, that's how I'm gonna drive. I only really start behaving like I'm driving a truck when like things start going wrong. Like if the truck starts tilting or like I'm going way too fast and I'm starting to lose control a little bit going into a turn. Sometimes I wonder if it's because I'm streaming and I'm not like fully locked in as I would be if I was like just playing off stream. But maybe that's just, you know, me looking for an excuse. What do you mean, when do I play? When do I play what? I don't know how you play with a controller, bro. That was, it really hurt my thumbs. Playing with a controller. I think the last time I played MSFS, I like managed it better. I don't know how. But oh man, doing like the Cessna training stuff, that was painful, man. Is VR available on MSFS on PlayStation? I know obviously there's the PS headset. Why not do one of those, you know, those like challenging missions that they have available? They might get your brain going a bit more. It's a bit more stimulating. VR is available. Bro, the VR headset, the PlayStation VR headset is really good. It's very cool. Very cool. Way better than like what I've got here. I think if you can get it maybe like second hand, or even if you can afford it new, I'd say consider it. At the very least, consider it. Maybe look at like other games that you can use it with and see if like, okay, if you stop playing MSFS, how else can you like make use of it? There is also a way to make it PC compatible, if it comes to that. Hello JFK, what the hell is that comment? Unfortunately not though. Unfortunately not, no hookers. You can get some interesting looking characters to sit beside you and you can use your imagination. But unfortunately, or fortunately, there are no official hooker mechanics in the game. Meta Quest 3S. I want to get the Quest 3, but I'm not giving myself a good reason for it yet. Like, I have a Quest 2 and I'm not doing anything with it. But it's a catch-22 because the reason I'm not doing anything with it is because it kind of sucks. So, I don't know what to do. I'm considering when it's financially viable to just get a Pimax crystal at some point. But then I need a bloody solid PC for that. Do you know the Meta Quest 2 can buy a PlayStation? I don't think so. I think the only PlayStation headset is the PS VR. Research it just in case. I could be wrong. I don't know that, but I'm pretty certain. The cool thing about the Meta Quest is that you can, like, you don't need anything with it. If you get the 3S, then yeah, you need the PC. But if you just get the Quest 3, you can use it by itself. You never have to use it with a PC, which is very, very cool. And the Quest store actually has like some decent games. Also like fitness stuff. I used to use it for fitness, and I genuinely saw an improvement in my body within, I think, 2 weeks. I used to do like a boxing. There's like a fitness app, and I used to do like the boxing stuff there. It was amazing, genuinely amazing. I need to get back on it, man. I need to get back on it. And then there's like a boxing game, which obviously is good for fitness, but it's also fun at the same time. I played that a couple of times. That was good. But the one that got me, man, was the boxing stuff in the fitness app. Amazing, amazing. I used to only do it for like half an hour, 45 minutes a day, but like every day. I used to drip of sweat. Literally drip of sweat. I'd never sweated like that before working out, like in the gym. I know boxing is its own kind of like sport and very demanding. I never did boxing officially, so maybe, you know, that was part of it. But wow, mind blowing. I have the Quest 3S and I get motion. Yeah, but you just have that issue in general, isn't it, JFK? Like even with flying, which is very unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. I think some games do try to accommodate for that, but ultimately, the whole like philosophy of VR concept, sorry, I guess is the word. The whole concept of it is that you're in a virtual world and you're doing things that your body doesn't feel. So it's always gonna be like that, you know. Because if you're a shooter, I want to get some quests. What's it called? Is it like the military one? I think I saw an advert for that. I wanted to get that, but it was like the price of a full game, and I wasn't sure about it at the time. I got like a flying one. That's very cool. Although the demo of it was better, low key. Not even in terms of the gameplay, but like the demo of it made me feel sick. I don't get motion sick. I do not get motion sick. The demo made me sick, bro. Like it was so sick, so engaging, so like immersive. I felt sick. And so since then I wanted to buy it, and then I bought it, and it's still like a very cool game. It's very fun, very, very fun, but it doesn't have that effect on me that it had, man. Also Resident Evil, there's a Resident Evil, I think 2. It came with my VR headset. That was so good. I played through that whole game, man. It was so good, bro. Getting the, you know what I'm saying? Like then you reload, and then it's like the motherfuckers are coming at you. Like you get, like you feel that fear. It's just so good, so good. And then just like gripping stuff, and like there are some games that do VR very well and some games that don't, but the games that do it very well do it really, really, really well, and they make it so worth it. One thing I'm not really doing much with VR is sim racing, and I did give it a go. It's just the quality is not there, man. The quality is just not there on this one to really have like an engaging VR driving experience. I still need to give it another go, I think. I don't think I've tried VR in LMU. Just on a Assetto Corsa. And it's good. It is good. It's just like it doesn't look pleasant, man. It looks almost like PS1 graphics sometimes. Even when I play the truck sims, like the truck sims look probably the best, and even then, it looks like you're playing at like maybe 720p, 480p. Not to mention that the Quest 2 doesn't have like screens inside. Well, it does, but it's got like the way it works is very like old school. So you have to look at something at exactly the right angle. I really don't like that. It fogs up a lot. Like if I play and you know it gets hot. I want to reverse this. Ugh. I was getting ready to. Bro, I've been thinking it for longer. In all honesty, Nabil, I've been thinking it for longer, man. It's really annoying to me that, bro, I don't think you understand. One of my biggest dreams when I was younger, as a kid, like be like you know in like gaming and computing and stuff. One of my biggest dreams was VR, getting a VR headset. I used to spend hours and hours and hours watching like VR like VR videos and stuff like that. And then I buy it, I use it for a year, and then just collecting dust. It's literally just collecting dust. I hate that, man. I hate that so much. It really annoys me. Streamer flight, yeah, well, Jackson, go for it, bro. No pressure. No one's gonna watch it. Don't expect anyone to watch it. Post it on the Discord. Nabil, I swear, bro, I swear to you, if you were in London, I would have just done so, bro. I just can't be bothered to ship it. I swear to you, I would have given it to you if you were like more local. You have a car, drive here, get it, and drive back to Germany. It will take you a day to do it all. Yeah, Jackson, don't expect anyone to watch it. I don't know if you've even streamed before or not, ever. But if you want to get into it, put your expectations 6 feet deep. Nabil will tell you, you know, well, Nabil knows, man. Nabil knows my streaming history. And there existed a time when I was streaming before even Nabil was there. So, for days in a row, I'm streaming 3-4 hours a day. That's like what in a week? Easily like 20 plus hours a week of streaming. Not a single person in the chat as a viewer. Not one person. 20 plus hours in a week. Who's gonna cover the gas? You? What the hell? Bro, you're getting the headset for free. What do you mean who's covering gas? What do you mean who's covering gas? The headset is the gas, bro. The headset's covering the gas. Do you not have a mod for that, Jackson? Shipping is cheaper. Yeah, and it's more work. It's also more work. Hello, Joshua. I'm doing very well, thank you, my man. How are you doing? In this economy, exactly. Exactly. Right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Oh yeah, sorry Jackson. Yeah, no, you're right. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, I'm wrapping it up for today. Thank you very much for joining me, Jackson. Appreciate you, my man. You've been here from the very beginning. Tomorrow is the bus. That should be good. I don't quite know. I think maybe we'll do a bit of economy, a bit of like normal bus lines. If I'm feeling spicy, maybe some modded maps, because I do have at least one working now that I know of. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. Either way, tomorrow playing the bus, 2 p.m. start time. That's 3 p.m. German time, I think. But yeah, 2 p.m. UK start time. Exclamation mark Discord in the chat for the link to the Discord. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you guys there. All good, thank you, Joshua. I don't know what level I am. I think like 20 something, but this is like, I don't know, my 10th profile or something, so it's not like the complete picture, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think next week is going to be Euro Truck. It's probably worth saying that as well before I go. Tomorrow, I want to do, well, we'll see. The plan is right now is to do 1 week of Euro Truck, 1 week of American Truck Sim. So next week, planning to do maybe a couple of days of Euro Truck. We'll see how it goes if we get to that. If there's like a TSW DLC release, I'll prioritize that. If not, we'll do a couple of days of Euro Truck and see how that goes as well. Should be good. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me once again. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe. Health is wealth, and until the next one, peace out.